I've just bought this high mileage motorhome off of Facebook Marketplace, sight unseen, and I've flown from Portugal back to the UK to come and check it out for the first time. Well, hello everyone, it's been a long time. It's just me today, no Justina. We're actually in Portugal with the Fiat Doblo and we're spending winter in Spain, Portugal, and we might go to Morocco. So it's been about a year since we uploaded anything on YouTube. I'm going to explain why. There will be a bit of talking in this video, but I do want to also show you the motorhome and give you a bit of a tour, so you're welcome to skip all the talking and just check out the motorhome if you want. Of course it's bloody raining now, isn't it? Now forgive me if this video is a bit all over the place. It's been a long time since I've talked to a camera and I don't have much time. I'm just doing this because I want to give you guys an update. I want to show you guys a new project and just let you know what is going on with us and why I haven't uploaded in such a long time. We haven't uploaded in a year because we just kind of got tired of YouTube. It's a lot of work and the amount of time and effort going into the videos, it just wasn't getting the results we wanted. So that's one of the main things. As you know, or you may not know, we went to Vietnam, we bought motorbikes, we did a road trip there, but that was a kind of point where we saw that perhaps most of you guys were here for van content and micro camper content, and not so much adventuring on motorbikes and backpacking in Vietnam. I know there's a very loyal few of you who will watch us regardless of what we're doing, so I do appreciate that, and I do really appreciate everyone who's asked where are you guys, and everyone's who said, you know, they missed the videos and they loved the videos. It does mean a lot. It's really, really nice, and I do appreciate you guys. But yeah, the hard facts are you spend a lot of time making videos, planning videos, editing the videos, you upload them, and yeah, just to get 1,000 or a couple of thousand views, it's not great, to be honest. So yeah, there's that, and another reason is just life in general. Stuff's been going on, we've been trying to figure stuff out, and yeah, because of that we've just had to put YouTube to the side. Simply, it's not been a priority. If you follow us on Instagram, you can see we didn't really post anything for a very long time, and we're still behind on that, and we're still catching up on that. So yeah, those things have just had to get pushed to the side for now while we try and figure out this thing called life. So part of figuring out some of the life stuff is having somewhere we can call our home, something that we own. Yes, we have the Doblo, but realistically for full-time living, that is a bit too small. We've done a long time in the van, and we can speak from experience. It's an awesome van for going away for the winter. You can easily spend 6 months at a time, but to call that your home, yeah, it's a bit too small. So that's why we have bought this. We decided to go for a motorhome simply because it's here, it's already. Of course there's going to be things to do and bits and bobs, but we didn't really want to do a build from scratch, which is also kind of related to somewhere where we might be moving to, where it's maybe more difficult to get a self-build through the whole process of being approved and stuff. So a motorhome was the most straightforward option, and I think for full-time living, I do believe it's a good option. You've got most of the things you need already, and with a few upgrades like bigger solar, lithium batteries, diesel heater, etc., this can be really a good livable space, I believe. I've been scanning eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, Auto Trader, everywhere, every day, multiple times a day, just to try and find something that we can call home for a decent price. With a few conditions, we didn't want something huge because we were used to such a small van, and we love all the perks and advantages of being able to go to towns and small roads and all sorts. We didn't want to get something absolutely massive, so we're looking for this sort of happy medium. This is a short wheelbase, and it's the smallest model of this range of camper vans, Compass ones. To me, it's huge. It's really big. From the pictures and videos, I was expecting it to be a little bit smaller, but when you're actually in here, there's a lot of space. And it's probably a similar size to the Mitsubishi L300 we had. And then a little update on that van. Basically, we bought it just to try and see if we liked the idea of a bigger van. We did like it. We gave it a bit of a makeover, gave it some TLC. By the end, we realised it wasn't quite the van for us. So we sold it to a guy who actually sold his house, and he was looking for a full-time motorhome. He actually ended up swerving for a pheasant in the road, tipping the van on its side. He basically wrote it off. He found another Mitsubishi L300, and the last I heard from him, he was going to make one good one out of the two. So one day this van popped up on Facebook Marketplace, and it was fairly local to where my parents live, and that was one major advantage to it. I messaged a guy, I tried to get some more information out of him. It was the kind of guy who maybe thought I was a time waster. He's a very busy man, he doesn't have time to answer all these questions. I just tried to explain to him the situation. We were in Spain heading into Portugal, and I told him I was quite happy to come fly, to come and have a look at it, or maybe leave him a deposit and pick it up at a later date. Yeah, I tried to get as much information out of him, but he said he owned it for a year. He had a problem with the gearbox. It's got a reconditioned gearbox. He took it up to Scotland. I tried to ask some questions, but it was a bit hard to get info out of him. I don't think he knew too much about it. So I basically had to go off a couple of videos from the exterior from him, and a video of the engine running, and pretty much we had a phone call and we made a deal over the phone while we were in Santiago de Compostela in Spain. The guy was happy to deliver it to my parents' place, which was an hour away, and well, it's here. Done deal over the phone. It's not the first time I bought something sight unseen off a Facebook Marketplace, so I wouldn't say I know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm getting myself into. Our Fiat Doblo I bought off Facebook Marketplace based off my brother's inspection of it. And yeah, a couple of cars like the MX-5s we drove to Greece. So it's a bit of a risk, but I think if you get enough information to the point where you're happy and the MOT history is good, if the vehicle's got history like this, it has a really fat stack of history. If those things are there and you're happy to sort of take the risk, if you know a bit about fixing stuff, then go for it. Yeah, it's definitely not the normal way to buy something. And when you tell someone, oh yeah, I bought a camper van, but I haven't seen it, and it's in a different country, and yeah, the guy delivered it to my house. Yeah, it sounds a bit crazy. So welcome to the Compass Avantgarde 100. This is a Peugeot Boxer from 2003 with the 2-litre HDI diesel engine, and it has 168,000 miles on the clock. I think that's the explaining done. I'm going to give you a little tour of this fine machine. Where should we start? Do you want to start on the outside, or do you want to start on the inside? I think you want to start on the outside. First things first, this sticker. Write in the comments if you know what it means, and let us know what you think has happened inside this van. So the total length is 5.38 meters, I believe. It is the short wheelbase. We've got the alcove above, the lovely yellowy headlights and faded bumper. And basically on the van, this has had some kind of repair, sort of on the engine bay side. So this side is sort of undersealed, and there's a little bit of rust here on the arch, a little bit down here, and it's a bit bubbly down there. But if it needs anything done welding wise, I can do it here. I've got a machine, I've got a little bit of experience, and a little bit of welding, it doesn't really faze me. We've got quite a big scuff here. I saw this on the video the guy sent me. Nothing too crazy. I wasn't expecting a pristine van. It was cheaper than any of the other examples I could find online of this particular model. So when I was looking through the history of the van, I found a receipt for an external LPG filler and refillable LPG bottles. Unfortunately, since then, the LPG bottles have been removed, but the filler is still here, the filling point. So that would have been something I would have done anyway, refillable LPG, because that is, for me, pretty essential in a camper van. So it's good that the filler point's already there. And just here is the space for the original leisure battery. Again, from the history of the van, I can see that there's been an additional leisure battery added, which is inside the van. So at the moment, there's just a bit of an empty space here. And we have a bike rack. I have no idea what the code is for this lock, and it is a bit it's a bit damaged. This reflector's got a little bit of a crack in it. I don't know how easy these are to source. Hopefully not too bad. The guy, yeah, he's been to Scotland. I'm not sure what that is. I have to check what that is. And yeah, you can see the previous owner has been to Corsica and Camping Mirandella, which is on Corsica. And yeah, that must have been a little while ago. There's actually receipts from like getting tyres and bits and bobs done in France and I think in Spain. So the van's definitely been well travelled already. Well travelled, and yeah, I think they really like to experience stuff. There's a solar panel on the roof as well, which I had no idea about. The seller didn't. I don't know if the seller knew about it. He didn't tell me. But there is a solar panel. I think it's 150 watts. But that, yeah, it's not going to be big enough for full-time living. Shall we? Right, we've got a manual step here. So you enter the rear of the motorhome, and you are greeted with a mirror. Hello, very nice. In this cupboard is just a kind of wardrobe. There's the table which goes there, but the kind of bracket is broken. Yeah, that needs fixing. That's these, I believe. On the roof there is also a TV aerial, and yeah, we can have a telly if we wanted a telly. Under this there's a trauma heating. I'm not entirely sure of what it is, but I think it's the water heater. So this van can have hot water, and that is a lovely thing. And just down here we have a radiator, which I believe runs off of gas. Traumatic. I don't know how good these are if you're living full time. I don't know how much gas they use. I don't know if they make moist air instead of dry air like the diesel heater. Don't know. And then we have a lovely kitchen, which Justine is quite pleased about. That was another thing we wanted for full-time living. A proper oven to bake bread in, bake pizzas in, you know, just as you would in a normal kitchen. Having an oven in the van is a very cool thing. So there is the grill. There are four hobs. I don't know how usable all four are, because they're all quite close together. And it's not, I mean, it's not that common when you like to have four things on the go at once. But it's nice that there are four of them. There's a pull-out thing here for a bit of extra prep space. And we've got a cupboard with some toilet fluid and plenty of storage. And a selection of tea towels, thank you to the previous owner. And yeah, a bit more storage under here. For the other part of the kitchen, we have the sink, which is here. This can slide into here, again for some more prep space. Yeah, decent sized sink. It is a bit tricky washing dishes in our van with the tiny bamboo sink. It's not too bad, but sometimes I wish I had a bit of a bigger sink. And I do believe we have a three-way Dometic fridge. This is something I found in the history of the van as well. That was replaced in 2019 at the cost of £900. And that was one of the previous owners, Mrs. Murphy. You can see she owned the van for quite a long time. She kept all of the receipts. She spent a lot of money on the van, thousands and thousands. And it would be nice if we could somehow get in touch with her and find out more about this van and some stories about it. Maybe she's the person who put the pineapple on the back. I don't know. But it would be cool to know about Miss Murphy. Just in here, we have the bathroom. So, hello again, another mirror. We've got a frosted window, chemical toilet, which has had like another lid glued onto it because this one's cracked. A proper shower with hot water. It's not the biggest bathroom in the world, but it's still a bathroom. It's still a place you can have a wash, have a shower, put wet stuff in. There is a vent up here, and the sink, which is like that. It's kind of stained. Looks like something's been sitting in there for a long time. Again, hot water, hot water. You do your bits in the sink and then it pours down and drains down somewhere. There's a theme throughout the whole van, these sticky towels. Someone has spent a lot of time doing these sticky towels. They just don't last and they don't look very good. Luckily, behind it, there's no sticky residue and these just peel off very easily. But yeah, they are pretty much everywhere, as you can see. Maybe it looks alright on camera, but in person, not so nice. Yeah, not nice. The bathroom maybe needs a bit of work. The shower tray is a little bit cracked actually. Yeah, just here. Gonna have to figure out how to fix that. And I found that on the history as well. So before I came and looked at the van, because it was dark, I looked at all the history and I went through it, and you can see in the past there's been habitation checks, and that was one of the things mentioned on the habitation check. So the main lounge area, normally there should be a table here. It's a little kind of table with a fold out bracket, so it doesn't always have to be here. But these two benches turn into a bed. There is some kind of pull-out thing here. I haven't done it yet, and I don't really have time to do it, but yeah, so there's a bed here. I haven't figured out how to do it yet, but I have seen a YouTube video of how it works, and it looks pretty cool. I'm not sure exactly on the size, but I don't know if we'll use it, but it's nice to have a guest bed, because there are actually seat belts here. So if we ever have people coming to visit us, there's space for them if we want to go on a camper van adventure. Just above the seating area we have this lovely big skylight. This is maybe not my favourite part of the van, but you don't often see such a big skylight. It's really, really nice. It lets so much light in. I really like it. So we got a skylight here and a roof vent here, which is quite cool. It opens in like sort of several different ways. You can open one side of it, or you can open it all, or just tilt it depending on the wind and rain and stuff, I guess. So yeah, two seats here, one bench seat here. I can't really see that being used that much. Under each bench there is stuff. So under this bench there is the leisure battery and the solar controller, and you can see the space there for where the original leisure battery goes, and the big box there that's where the gas bottles are. And it looks like there's a TV bracket in there, so there was probably a TV in here at some point. Under here it looks like we got the freshwater tank. I think it's 45 litres, which is, it could be bigger, and we'll probably look into maybe expanding that somehow. And under these seats, what have we got? Not really much. We've got a wheel arch and the frame for the actual seats, and a couple of gas on and off pipes. I haven't tested the gas stuff because I don't think the gas bottle has any gas in it. I'm not sure. I haven't even driven the thing. I've started it and I've moved it, but I haven't driven it. Also the windows, maybe it's a bit hard to see on camera, but they are double. It's like a double layer. I don't know if I'd call it double glazing, but there's basically the inside layer, and there's quite a big gap between them, and then there's the outside layer. We've got loads of cupboards and storage, just general storage. The guy left some plastic wine glasses. Same again on that side. And yeah, the whole area is lit up really nicely by the skylight, which does have a cover for it as well as a fly screen. All of the windows got fly screens and the sort of pull down blinds like that. But they do need a little bit of attention. Moving on to the cab, there is a swivel seat. I saw that on these models there is usually a swivel seat, but I wasn't sure. I didn't ask the previous owner because I'm not sure if he even knew himself. I was quite pleased to see that still in here when I came to see the van. The front seats are kind of upholstered to match all of this. I'm not sure if that's going to stay. It was maybe once quite nice, but it's a bit worn out. Especially this one. It's had a lot of use. Yeah, you know, just the general look. It's a bit outdated, and we will probably do some kind of refresh in here. And yeah, based on the pineapple sticker on the back, I don't really want to use these covers. And if you know why, then I'm sure you'd understand. Over the cab, there is a double bed, and it is 120 centimeters wide, and I think it's 2 meters long, I think. So we still have the ladder. The 120 centimeters is, it's only 20 centimeters more than the bed in the Doblo. A bit of an upgrade, not a massive one, but it is nice to have somewhere as a fixed bed. The previous owner did put some thick, extra thick memory foam here. Yes, it's actually it's really nice. It's a bit tight here, and when you're on your side, yeah, it's quite close to the ceiling. And there is a window just over here, which you can open as well. Ah, spider! You probably saw this patch over here, which looks like it's damp, but it's not damp. I think there was a previous issue with damp because up there is a seal on the roof and it looks like it's been repaired. I saw a receipt for basically the fix of that damp in the offside front corner, which is that I just believe it's just left that kind of mark on the piece of fabric, which doesn't look that great, and we'll probably replace that as well. Yeah, so that's the overcab bed. I'm not sure if this is how you climb out, but why not? Let's try it. Keep you fit every day in the morning. Yeah, okay. I think that's the main tour. That's what you get off of Facebook Marketplace. So thank you for watching. It's been nice to catch up with you guys, and yeah, maybe we'll see you again at some point in the future. Bye.